Good afternoon, YouTube. Today I wanted to focus just on my cherry tree. This is a sour cherry tree, and you'll notice on here we have some blooms, and now we have some cherries coming out. Nice cherries. Look at that. The thing about cherry trees, this particular cherry, it is a sour cherry, so there is some tartness to it. It's not the kind of tartness you would get, say, from a lemon, but it does have sort of like a sourness aftertaste. So you'll eat it. The cherries are very juicy, and you'll kind of get that sweet tartness when you eat them. One thing about cherry trees, they are self-pollinating, so you don't need more than one. And as you can tell, look at all these. One tree produces more than enough cherries. I've been nursing this cherry tree because when I first purchased my home here, it had a little bit of neglect to it. I mulched it, for those of you who watched my first original video, YouTube video, I showed mulching and fertilizing. So when I got to mulching and fertilizing this tree, the grass that was surrounding the tree was probably about 3 to 4 inches thick. And that wasn't good for the tree, because what happens is when you don't get a lot of rain, the grass really soaks up most of that water, and the tree is kind of left to take in whatever the amount of thick grass, whatever gets through that thick grass layer is basically what's left for the tree. So this year I actually got around to ripping off all that grass and mulching it. I was fertilizing it before I pulled up the grass, so I think some of the fertilizer did get through to the tree, because this year it's looking really good. And I didn't fertilize it again this year, so I'm hoping next year it'll look a lot better. I saved some of the cherries from last year just so that I can compare the quality of flavor from last year to this year. And but just by visually looking at the tree, it is improving, and it looks like I'm going to get a heck of a lot more cherries this year than I did last year. I mean, last year I had tons. I didn't think I had a lot, but when I came out here with a bowl and starting filling my bowl up with cherries and eating some while picking them, I probably got to about one branch before my bowl was full, and I was still munching on cherries, and there was a whole bunch of branches left full of cherries to pick from. I'm not much of a cherry person. I don't buy cherries at the supermarket, but I'll tell you that eating cherries off of a tree is so much more flavorful than anything you're going to buy at the supermarket. Like I said, I don't buy them at the supermarket. I tend to kind of get I don't know, maybe an allergic reaction to what's in the supermarket, maybe from pesticides. I don't know, but when I eat these, I'm fine. And but they're so juicy. They are awesome. I highly recommend buying a cherry tree and trying it out. The sour cherries are known more for baking and jams, and but they're very juicy, and that little bit of sour that comes at you, it's not that big of a deal. I kind of like it, actually. There are other fruits that you can grow that will give you a lot of sweetness, but it's kind of nice to actually have one that has that juicy, sweet, tart, has sort of like the combination that you can crave sometimes. Sometimes you can't, you want something sweet and tart and juicy at the same time. Well, the cherry tree is going to deliver that for you. I love my cherry tree. It's doing so well. It's a beautiful, beautiful tree. As you can see, it's got gorgeous, gorgeous blooms. So in springtime, you get a little tree that, that not only just gives you something to eat, but also gives you a little bit of eye candy in the springtime, lets you know that spring is on its way or spring is here. And, it's a beautiful landscape tree for the yard. So that's my sour cherry tree, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.